The January 23rd, 2018 meeting of the Human Services Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mrs. Conley? Mrs. Draw? Ms. Harris? Mr. Hebert? Mr. Lightfoot? Mr. Moyle? Ms. Taylor? Mr. Wilt? Chairman Zell?
Here. Is there anyone signed up for the public forum?
There is not.
Is there anyone present who has not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? Seeing none, the next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes. You have the December 18th, 2017 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Mr. Clerk.
Referral 18-0038, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Department of Health.
Moved by Legislator Taylor, second by Legislator Conley. Is there any discussion on this item? Legislator Harris.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. To the Chair, to the Administration, why was there a decrease in funding for this program?
Through the Chair, it is actually a flat amount of the base grant. The $10,845 difference reflects the COLA we received last year, and we're hopeful we would receive it again this coming year.
Thank you. To the Chair, to the Administration, is ADECO the only company that applied for this to provide this service?
Through the Chair, we issued an RFP, I believe 2 years ago, for contracted nurses throughout the department, and we had several respondents. ADECO was selected by the committee as the best respondent.
Thank you. To the Chair, Administration, what would deem them the most qualified to provide the service? What kind of criteria did they meet?
Through the Chair, they were local, they were cost efficient, and they promised to provide us with the qualified nurses with the requirements in a timely manner, and they have delivered on that.
Thank you.
Any other discussion on this matter? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item, please.
Referral 18-0045, confirmation.
Moved by Legislator Conley, seconded by Legislator Hebert. Before we begin discussion on this matter, I'd just like to thank Mr. Nick Stefanovic for his service to our country. I had an opportunity to meet this gentleman, and I think that this is an excellent pick for someone who can head the Veterans Affairs for us. And I would just invite him to give us a brief introduction, and we'll go from there.
Through the Chair, my name is Nick Stefanovic. I served in the Marine Corps from 2002 to 2006. During that 4-year period, I deployed to Afghanistan, and then to Iraq, and then back to Afghanistan. I came home from Afghanistan on my 3rd deployment in 2006, and I was able to experience firsthand a lot of the things that veterans can struggle with in transitioning back to society. I did that in 2009. I got my education, bachelor's in health science, and I was a substance abuse counselor at Strong Behavioral Health and Warrior Salute. After Warrior Salute, I went back for further education. I got my master's in public administration and worked for the court system. I was a evaluator and case manager for high-risk individuals in drug court, mental health court, DWI court, and veterans court. After I worked for the courts, I worked for the National Institute of Corrections, Center for Court Innovation, and the National Association of Drug Court Professionals as a contractor. During that time, I worked in the criminal justice system throughout jails and prisons in the country, learning about, studying, and implementing best practices for how to deal with high-risk populations in the criminal justice system. I also serve as vice chair on the board of directors for the Veterans Outreach Center and have been a part of that organization for a long while. As I said many times already, it's one of the greatest honors and opportunities in my life to be able to serve as the director of the Veterans Service Agency. Thank you.
As I said before, we're grateful for your service. Thank you so much. It's my privilege to bring this referral to all of you. It's been moved and seconded, and I would open it up for discussion. Seeing no discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? And seeing none, there being no other matters, the January 23rd, 2018 meeting of the Human Services Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Human Services Committee will be held Tuesday, February 27th, 2018 at 5:30 p.m.